Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to do a planner recap of the year 2022 and also of course focus a little more on the last quarter of 2022 and maybe give you some ideas of the 2023 system as well. So let us begin. So of course I have most of the planners I had for the last year here except for one. My work planner is not here because I've left it at my workplace and I will speak about that though. So let us begin. There were a few things that worked for me and a few that did not. Nevertheless, it was a learning experience for me because as a planner enthusiast, what I feel is that I will keep on trying out new planners. Even though sometimes there are certain systems that work for me, I tend to, want to try out new things. But at the same time, I don't go so much into exploring things that I definitely know won't work for me. Anyway, let us begin with one of my favorites, that is my Hobonichi cousin. If you've been on my channel for a while, you know that this is something that has become a part of my life for in the recent years. I really cannot abandon the cousin as my planner because this somehow works for me. So if you want to see a detailed view about how I use it, you can go and check out my 2023 setup video. I will also come up with a flip through of the 2022 cousin because I enjoyed using it again this year. So that is also something that you can look forward to. Now the cousin is my main planner. In 2022 I used it for memory keeping, of course, journaling a lot and definitely planning, pre-planning, a number of things as such. I won't say I used it to the point that I used every spread in a daily consistent manner. But at the same time, I still enjoy using the cousin whenever I use it. There were a few months where I was not really, regular with it, but that is fine with me because I still enjoyed using it. For some reason, am that weird person who is not really bothered by the blank pages. I might tend to cover it up at times by using some sort of doodles or something or the other, but I'm not really concerned about the blank spreads that come out. I won't speak much about the cousin because most of my videos are on the cousin, so it would be better for you to check out that for that. And let's move on to other things that I feel are more important, which I don't speak about often. Now, let me just speak about my work planner in short. For my work planner, I also used a cousin in 2022. Now, the cousin is a disaster as a work planner for me. For some people, I know it works. Mine was just a mess. I need a work planner, okay? I always use a work planner. I cannot have my work in my personal planner because there's too much to write. But at the same time, I feel the cousin, the spreads don't really function for me as a work planner. Now, in 2022, the current planner that I'm using, which is an April start Hobonichi cousin for work, the weekly spreads were completely useless. Okay, they are left bare. I tried to use them for the initial weeks and that's about it. The rest of them were just blank. So the monthlies and the dailies were what I used and I still use as such. And I need them, but I feel so sad when I see them completely being unused. It's not a few pages. This is like the entire set of weekly spreads is being unused. And that makes me sad. And I kind of don't find any joy in using the cousin when it comes to work for some reason. I do not know why that is. For some reason my mind is attached to the EC focus line when it comes to work. So you know that I have chosen one of the EC planners for work for next year as well. Sorry, 2023, this year. I still forget that. Anyway, I feel that is what will work for me, even though I've experimented there also a little bit and gone into a different line of EC a little bit. You will get to see that in the planner lineup video. I would love to hear from you what is something that you have chosen as a work planner. Is it one of the Hobonichis or some other company, maybe like Simplified, or you are using the bullet journal system? I need more ideas for a work planner, I feel, because I always would use a separate planner for work because there's always so much to write for me, at least in terms of the current job that I'm doing. And I would love to hear recommendations from you, but currently my system is that I've gone back to my love when it comes to work planners, which is the Erin Condren focus line. Nevertheless, I don't have the planner with me to show you right now, but that was one. And very interestingly, in 2022, I had two work planners. I know, who does that? I'm crazy like that. So This was the other work planner I had in 2022. This is such a beautiful book. I just love it. I don't know, for some reason I love the Hobonichi Weeks even though I don't really use it. I don't know why. It's a beautiful book because it's so lightweight. There is so much you can do with this, but at the same time, I should have never chosen two planners for work. Lesson learned, I will try to incorporate everything into my one work planner instead of separating it. So is this useful for me? Yes, because I still go and refer to this because there is a lot of important information which I need for work. But at the same time, I think I stopped using this somewhat towards the third quarter. I was not really consistent with it. I did not use it at all in the fourth quarter of 2022. And therefore, I feel it was a waste of a planner. Sadly, it was not used. But of course, for those who do not have as much to write and find that you would prefer to carry a book that is extremely light, this is something that I would recommend for those people. Definitely does not work for me. Maybe in the future, at a point where I don't have so much to write in a work planner, probably I could come back to this. So I didn't really hate this, but didn't work out for me. I really hated the cousin. This one was like a between sort of situation. I wanted to like it, but I didn't like it. So yeah, that's that. Now let's go to the next one. Interestingly, the next few planners that you see will be the weeks. Because last year I did a review video and I had several weeks left with me. Not last year, I think it was in 2021. But I have several weeks planners with me and I just had to use it, I guess. Because yeah, that's it. Anyway, this was my social media planner. Again, something I used for about, I think, half the year, and that's it. I abandoned it after that. Was it useful? Yes. Okay, I don't think it was a complete waste of time, but I would not use a social media planner at all in 2023. I was initially looking for different social media planners, especially those that are slimmer with fewer pages, but I've decided to incorporate social media into my Hobonichi cousin. That is my main planner for 2023. I do not know how that will work out. The reason is simple. For me, social media is not my main priority as of right now because obviously I don't earn from it. I don't have, I can't take that risk at this point of time to abandon my job and for social media as such. So I don't post as often. So not much to write when it comes to social media over here. Obviously, I want to write the main points or notes when it comes to the videos or posts that I upload. But it doesn't require a lot of space. So what I've done this year in 2023 is to incorporate all of this into my main planner as such. Did I like this? Yes, but at the same time, a lot of unused space, especially the notes pages at the back. So maybe not something that I would use but could work for people who are more consistent. Yes, definitely. Because I just love the form of the weeks for some reason. Sadly, I have not found any use for it for myself. So yes, this was my social media planner for 2022. Out of all the Hobonichi weeks, for a newbie, if you feel it is expensive, I would recommend this version. This is there every year, the white line basically. And this is, I think, probably one of the cheaper ones. I feel that it can take a lot of wear and tear because it's very flexible and you can just dump it in your bag. I've done this with many larger books, my laptop, my bottle and all of it, and this has still turned out fine throughout the year. I used to carry this around for work as well and it has turned out completely fine. So I think this took a lot of wear and tear in term comparison to this one. Okay, so this one, as you can see, there is a bend in the shape of the cover because this is more of a hard cover, and I don't know whether it's picking up on camera. It's a little more dirtier, I would say, compared to this. Obviously you can clean the covers of both easily, so that is not really an issue, but as you see over here, I thought I would just show the mess as it is. Now when it comes to the next one, again, like I said, it's a Hobonichi weeks. So this is not a planner exactly. This is what I used for language learning last year, and it's not there in my 2023 lineup, but I'll probably use this in 2023 still. This is a part of it in 2023. simply because language learning is still a goal for me this year, and I will pick this up as needed in 2023. Compared to the other planners that I showed, this journal is something I barely used in 2023. Like, it's a mega, so there are more pages, and I have used, I think, just about a few pages at the start, and that's it. So the reason I chose this is not for anything particular, simply because I had the book and I had to use it. No one I knew really wanted to use the mega, so I did not, give it away to someone. So since I had the book, I had to use it, and I chose this as my language learning book. I think sometimes that is the issue with me, that I end up using books that I don't really like for that purpose, just to use it, and then I end up hating it. So that is also an issue at some point, but see, I have these books and I don't want it to go to waste, so that is also a problem for me. Now I will speak on how I used all of these half-used books in 2023 later, once I complete all of them. But yes, this will probably continue to be my language learning book for 2023 as well, even though it's not part of my lineup. So that is that for this book. Are any of you, you're going for language learning in 2023? For me, it is the language French, and I don't know how much success I'll have with it, but I want to start somewhere, so that is that. This is a mess of a book, but this is again an old used book that I had. So this was sort of like, I would say, a commonplace notebook, maybe not, because what I used to fill in this were random brain dumps, lists that I wanted to jot down. They could be shopping lists, wish lists, I don't know. It was just a random book for me, which I used a lot. Okay, this, unlike the others, I actually used a lot. I think it was probably only in the last quarter that I did not use it. Otherwise, for most of the year, I was actually pretty much using it really well. And it was fun, because I love getting things out of my mind onto paper, and this helped with that. Now, will I use this for 2023? No, because like I said, I'm trying to reduce the number of books that I use in 2023. So last year I had, I think, about 6 books, planners and journals included, and I don't feel that I should continue with that, because sometimes when it is more, it could be creating a lot of trouble for me, because I have the pressure to fill in all of them, and I end up using none of them. So I've kind of reduced it to exactly half for this year, which is 3 books in total, planners and journals. So that is why I have removed this in my lineup for this year. But this was something I feel that was worth it. Now, this is just a random Hobonichi A6 notebook, but it worked out for me. And it was an old used one, just to be clear. Now, what I do with all these books that are generally half used is that this one has a purpose, but for the rest of them, I would say that I never throw them out, and it's not like I can give it to anyone. They are used, of course. What I tend to use them is how I use this book. If I want to randomly note down things, instead of using a notepad, I tend to, just keep one of these on my desk so that I can access it easily, and, just use one of these books for that. Obviously, it takes a lot of time to finish them up, because it's not like I use them on a daily basis. So that is how I use it. And at times my mother also volunteers for and requests these books, because she knows that I have so many of them. So sometimes she takes them when she needs it. Otherwise, I tend to use it, as just sort of a random book to use as a notepad sort of. Obviously, if I had more time, I would have just removed the unused pages, try to convert it into a notepad, but nor do I have the time, nor the patience for it. So that is that. Now moving on to other things. So those were my planners and journals. Now coming on to accessories that worked for me in 2022. Firstly, it is the same set of pens that I've been using for a while. This is the Erin Condren 3 marker pen set of black. I've told about this several times in my videos. This is something I believe no one uses for their Hobonichi, but I just love it. One, because I find it a lot cheaper than some of the other popular pens that dry quickly on the Hobonichi. This one does not dry easily, I will admit that. But I think I've got used to writing in a way that it doesn't smear much. maybe initial days, and at times when it smears also, it is fine with me. It's not really a big deal with me. See, I have seen people use all those different pens, and it is great if it works out for you. But I've seen that even they do not work out perfect. So I prefer this because I get a set of 3, and this lasts me more than a year, because the ones I used last year, I'm still using it in 2023. I've not even opened this one because I'm still using the old one. And one of the major benefits of this one for me is the fact that it has 2 sides. So there's a medium tip with the larger tip, and of course the fine tip which I use for regular writing. The medium tip I use for all the titles and such, so that they stand out. So for me, just using this one pen is enough for my entire planner or journaling. I don't need to have several pens at hand. I can just use the one pen for the title as well as my regular writing, and it is perfect. And as I said, with the amount of writing that I do, this actually goes for me more than a year, the whole set. Obviously, one pen I would say would last around maybe 6 months, or less than 6 months, depending on how much I write. But the whole set can definitely last more than a year for me. Maybe for someone who writes a lot more than me, it would get over faster. But I think this is definitely worth trying, considering you can use this whole set for 1 year. I don't remember the exact price now, but I often buy it during the sale. So when I have sales and all those codes as such, I think I got this one for around $3. So I think it's fine with me. I don't know how expensive you find it, but for me it was around $3, not even $3, probably around $3 as such. So that is regarding the pen. And then what else did I have as a favorite? Stickers. Okay, for 2022, I think the only stickers that I used were the print-on stickers that I got from MU, Yoseka Stationery, and they were lovely, because if you have seen my planner, let me just show it to you again. I have used stickers throughout in my cousin in the daily spreads, not on the other spreads, on the daily spreads. And as you can see, it is next to not being bulked up at all. So I think that is a big pointer for me. Some people obviously love it bulked up, so that could be an issue for you. For me, I enjoyed the fact that it didn't bulk up at all. It's more or less the same size it was when it was new, and that is because I use the print-on stickers, which are extremely flat. Okay, and as far as the monthlies are concerned, I have used circle stickers on them. They are the same circle stickers I have had since my first year of planning. I have not bought them again, and they are the Erin Condren circle stickers, which come in a pack of 3. So in a pack of 3, I think on one sheet you have, okay, I don't know how many stickers, but there are many, because in a year I probably use about 60 maybe circle stickers. I don't really know. But I use a lot. Okay, in a year I use a lot, and I've been using the same circle stickers over the years, and they are still not over. I can probably continue for maybe at least 3 to 4 years or more than that with the same set. I think I won't even have to buy another one anytime soon. So I really love the EC ones. You've probably seen it in my other videos. You can definitely see it in my Hobonichi cousin setup video, if you want to see how I use them, and the actual sticker set as well. So that is something that will continue for me for a few years probably, unless I hate it in with the course of time. Okay, so yeah, I think that is about it for the planner recap, because it was a great year. I enjoyed using my planners, some not so much, but some a lot, and a lot of learning tips that I got as well from all of you, and thank you all for that. I enjoyed the ideas that came from your side, and I would love to hear from you again as well when it comes to your planner recap for 2022. How did it go for you? I would love to hear from you, and what are you using again for 2023, or what have you completely decided to abandon? Maybe some things worked for you, maybe some didn't, but you have still decided to go ahead with them. Whatever it may be, I would love to hear from you. Please put it down below. See you all in the next video, guys. Bye.